Today we'll be predicting the NFC West for the upcoming NFL season. The 49ers look to win the division for a third straight season. This is our last division prediction, so smash the subscribe button and let's get into the video.
Number 4 team in the NFC West, our final rankings coming out right now. And this team will be a surprise team, I'll say that. I'm being a little basic at putting them at 4th place, but I'm looking at their roster. I like a young offense. My only concern is their O-line is getting better. And it's the quarterback's health. In this case, I'm talking about the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray, he was 3-5 last year. Jonathan Gannon, what looked like it was supposed to be the laughingstock of the league. The preseason last year, with some of those speeches, he kind of went, like he had that team around him. And when Kyler came back, he played well. They got a couple of big wins on the Eagles. Added Marvin Harrison Jr. is the biggest one. I think he's already a wide receiver one in the NFL, especially if he does what he does from college. Let's stick with the offense for now, or however you want to take it.
So I am going with the Arizona Cardinals.
Okay, so you're not going bold either.
Yeah, I'm going big. I was thinking, I'll be honest with you, but they
might be a little too early.
They suck still. That's just like the best way to put it. They really do suck still. O-line.
I won't go that O-line because I'm trying to.
They do suck. They do suck, right? But they suck less than other teams. That's like the best way to put it for me. O-line, yeah, it's not. I'm not buying it on O-line defensively. Again, not the greatest. But the one positive I have is that Gannon did make this group actually look like a decent defense.
Competitive.
All right, competitive defense. Obviously, even though they did eventually allow like 30 points a game almost. But overall, like when you watch some of these games, they were in it for like the first 3 quarters. It's usually the end of third quarter, fourth quarter is when the game usually got away from them. That's also what happens when you have Joshua Dobbs as your quarterback. No disrespect to Joshua Dobbs. He was incredible for his standard last year.
Who did they play when he got traded? It wasn't Toon, was it?
I don't think
it was Cleveland that came in before Kyler.
Was it McCoy? I don't know. Someone.
Yeah.
But looking at this team again, they're just a couple of years away. They've made good moves, right? They added pieces to that O-line. Biggest piece they have added is Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm very excited to look at him. I was really hoping the Colts actually stunk last year and somehow got him. But obviously that didn't work out. But Cardinals are a good spot. Again, Kyler Murray, I do believe he gets trashed on a little bit, but overall this guy is still a starting quarterback in this league. He may not be, top 10 level, but he's definitely not bottom 10 level either. He's just in there. He's just in the middle. Top 16 QB in the league. That's just the best way to describe it, in my opinion.
Might be sounding a little biased.
You are sounding a little biased.
He scratches the surface at top 10. I'm not saying he is top 10 right now, but when he does play, when he's healthy, when he is healthy, he can.
Yeah, but at the moment, he's not scratching top 10 at the moment. Coming off the injury and not knowing his situation. But overall, again, yeah, a couple years away. That's the best way to describe it.
The last thing I want to say is I am excited to see Michael Wilson. Just because
Michael Wilson, I'm excited to see Trey McBride.
Yeah,
that's who I'm
excited. Trey McBride balled out last year. Michael Wilson is the question mark for Colts comp. Can be that Alec Pierce type guy. Can he be like that guy to take a bigger jump? So they don't. I still think they should get a veteran receiver if available, or young to veteran, like T. Higgins, for example. If he ever gets available, I think they should go get him because
it depends on Wilson's jump. Yeah,
but it depends on Wilson's jump, and I'm intrigued to see his jump because from what I'm hearing, he's doing well. So I'm excited to see what he's going to be up to. Defense, you said everything perfect. I'm not going to.
Let's go to number 3,
and
I think we're still basic.
Yes.
My number 3 team is the Seattle Seahawks. And the biggest reason for that is, again, the trenches for me. I'm just not convinced with their trenches. Their D-line and O-line is not the greatest.
Doesn't help when Nwosu got hurt.
Yeah, Nwosu's injured. When they're looking at the outsides, their wide receivers and cornerbacks, I do like those. But overall, again, I don't know if Geno could really replicate what he did in his first year starting in Seattle. It's going to be difficult. Again, the O-line is not going to be a help, but you do have the weapons. Overall, again, Seattle is just like a team. Again, very competitive. They have a new head coach. Their defense hopefully should be better through scheme and tactical wise.
Mike
McDonald.
Yeah.
Right. But overall, again, run defense and their line, I'm just not convinced by at all. And that's very important. The trenches are very important in winning football games.
So for me, it's this, right? Geno, obviously, in that first year, no one expected that, right? The second year, he quieted down a bit.
But it's not necessarily completely his fault either.
Exactly. And the O-line wasn't the greatest, like you mentioned. You bring in Sam Howell for insurance. he might be happy because this O-line might be better than Washington, to be
Oh
fair.
yeah, he's
So
freaking.
for him, it might be,
He's like-
if he does have to play,
like, I have-
I have enough time.
It's like now I have 1 second.
Yeah, so exactly, right? So for him, it might be a good thing if he ever has to come in. And he has a cannon of an arm still with the weapons like that. I was very heavily was willing to do my bold prediction like I did from last year with the Giants and Cowboys for this one, because I won't be surprised if the Arizona Cardinals make a big jump and overtake this team. But when I look at their weapons, they're the reverse Colts. Instead, they went from outside in instead of inside out.
Yeah.
And like you said, their run defense was terrible last year. You bring in Mike McDonald, though. So that's the one big reason why.
Yeah, so scheme-wise, it should be an improvement.
And hopefully he tells them, and he's not going to teach them tackling, but he's going to be like, okay, this is what the scheme to tackle, maybe in the positioning was off. I don't know. It is a new era, right?
And it's also
no
that.
longer there.
And another thing is, we've been discussing about like Arizona jumping Seattle, but you could also make a case of Seattle also jumping number 2 team as well, in my opinion.
That's more
as
a
well.
you thing than me.
I think,
to be
like,
fair.
I know they just have, like, they have the talent too,
They
right?
have the talent, yeah.
Like, again, like, it's not like their weapons and cornerbacks are just mid
So-
guys. They're top tier guys.
Are we going to 2 now?
Yeah, number 2 is the San Francisco 49ers.
So,
Yeah, no, I'm not an
okay.
idiot.
We all know the best team in the
Yeah.
conference is San Francisco.
LA Rams number 2. Main reason is this offense is coming in healthy finally. The line looks improved. One of my main criticisms about them
I
last
gotta
year.
cut you off here. Their left tackle situation might be a little iffy because
Okay, fine, but the thing was this: my main criticism is that their whole entire line was pretty garbage.
You disrespected them last year.
Yeah, because their whole entire line sucked. When your whole entire line sucked, Stafford's getting hit. He gets injured. My question was not about their talent. My question is, if Stafford's not on the field, they're gonna suck.
And
But Stafford
we also got the
managed,
emergence of Puka, to be fair.
and then Stafford managed to stay on the field, and the emergence of Puka, who's should have another good season, especially if Cooper Kupp's coming in starting healthy as well. The biggest issue, it's not really an issue, but like the biggest concern on the offensive side of the football is when will they get Tyler Higbee back? But overall, again, when McVay is running that offense and Stafford's running the offense, again, we've seen this team ball out. They won a Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
And offensively, I have no issues at all.
Outside of health.
Outside of health, yes.
So here's the thing now. Like, I agree with that. I still think they're going to be a number 2 team. This should be a playoff team considering this is a weaker conference compared to the AFC. They have 2 huge losses, and that's coming on the defensive side. The best player in arguably football, but like obviously that's Mahomes. But I'm saying you could argue
In recent
pound for pound
memory.
position.
In recent
But
memory.
the defensive side, he was the best player in football. He decides to retire in Aaron Donald. And I'm glad he got a Super Bowl ring as well because,
Yes.
like I said, I love greatness. I want greatness to win rings. Yes, it might be at the expense of my own team sometimes, but that's
Not you, Stroud, not you.
yeah. The other side is their DC is now no longer Raheem Morris. As we mentioned in that Atlanta video, which you guys should check out, by the way, of why we think they're the underdog. Raheem Morris is a reason why we said there will be that underdog team next year is because of a great job he did on that defensive side of the ball. Yes, it helps when you have Aaron Donald. So those are the big question marks. But for me, they lost a lot of picks, right, on the Stafford Goff trade.
I think they finally had the first round.
the Ramsey trade.
Was
and
it
all that.
was it like they finally had a first round pick
This year? Yes,
draft,
and it was
right?
Jared Verse.
Yeah, Jared Verse. But overall, like young squad on the D line.
A bunch of diamond in the
Yeah.
rough guys that stepped up.
They
like
actually did step up.
John Johnson.
Well, not John Johnson.
Sorry.
Young and
Byron
Turner.
Young, Kobe Turner.
Yeah.
Obviously this year.
Like John Johnson's a vet. That's like the
but, like,
main known guy there.
And the secondary side, John Johnson and Tre'Davious White, as long as Tre'Davious White stays healthy.
Oh, like
they're
Tre'Davious White issue is injuries, right? We've seen when this guy's on the field, he is a
baller.
bona fide number 1 corner in this league.
Yeah.
Obviously, the injuries might be getting to him now. He might have slowed down. That's why Buffalo did move on for him, which is fair conversation just because, I mean, when you're coming into getting like Achilles injuries and getting an ACL injury back-to-back years, it's going to take a toll on your body. But overall, again, yes, you may have the biggest loss ever you could think of, like the Aaron Donald. But again, their offense should carry. Their offense is the better unit, and their defense is like
They promoted within on defense.
yeah, they're promoted within. But like the best way I can compare this defense is to like the Bengals defense. You know, they're mid, but they're the guys that are like not gonna wow you on paper. But like I feel like these guys will just find a way to get the job done, and that's what they kind of did last year too. Outside of Aaron Donald.
Yeah, so let's go to number 1 because nothing more to add. It's not a surprise. We're going to focus on 2 things. It is the San Francisco 49ers. two questions or two things. One, we have to talk about this. The Ayuk saga has officially ended. You know, the Steelers.
A bullshit saga, man.
I know.
That was so stupid.
We didn't touch base on it on the NFC or AFC North video because the Steelers are a big loser in that. But it's finally ended. He's staying. We said he should have stayed.
It's not really a saga, anyways. What is this drama? You're freaking out here. Well, you didn't even hold out. Like, it's not even
doing what Trent Williams is doing.
It's not drama. Like, what is this? It was just I don't even know what to describe it. If this was a TV show, it'll be very low rated. Right.
What we said was he's going to start the year there and eventually get traded in the offseason. He ended up doing both. Not both. Sorry. He ended up doing the long-term thing now.
The 4, yeah.
Which is fair. $30 million. Yes, it's going to be a lot of money in general for him to prove it. So that's the thing aside. He's staying. That's obviously a big help. It would have maybe changed some things for me a little bit, especially in the conference. Maybe not in the division, but in the conference.
Yeah.
But in the conference, yes, the Eagles are the only other team in my...
Lions.
And the Lions.
Lions.
But... that was like with Ayuk, it would have been closer. The gap got a little bit bigger because Ayuk is back. That's number one. I'm going to get that out of the way. Number two, though, Brock Purdy's up for an extension soon. I feel like this is the year for them to have to win the Super Bowl, or it's going to be tough because you just paid Ayuk. Trent Williams is already holding out for some reason.
Yo, Trent Williams, I know you beat the shit out of me, but like you just got paid last year. Like
a couple of years ago.
You know, like I'm all for people trying to get their bag and all that stuff.
Dangerous sport, yeah.
In this case, is more of a shut up and play situation for me, right? And I'm saying it from behind the camera and not knowing who you are because I won't get shit kicked from you. But other than that, like I'm actually disappointed in that one. Like, why did the Niners quit on just creating their own drama and creating their own problems? Like, you're a good squad. You're out here. Ayuk's trying to freaking do a hold in for some reason, and it worked out for him, I guess.
The hit for him in the contract.
Yeah, and then Williams out here is. I don't know what the hell is wrong with him. Well, personally, I don't agree with what he's doing.
Yeah, to his and to her, I guess. Like, people are saying it's a dangerous position. People are getting paid. He wants to get paid. Fair.
He just got paid though. That's the case.
I'll look that up in a second here. But for me though, going back to my original point, injuries aside, because that's a big concern for this team. Once Purdy gets paid, and you might agree, he's probably getting 45 plus, 50 plus, the way how...
Oh, man, he's a 7th-round pick. He's going to get his bag.
He's going to get his bag.
He's going to want the bag. It makes sense,
and
bro.
then...
Dude's driving a Honda Civic.
Especially their backup...
It makes sense if he's going to want his bag.
And yeah, like, on their third stringer is Josh Dobbs. Fun fact. But, like, they have to win this year. Because once he gets paid, you have McCaffrey on the roster. You have Debo's contract. You got Ayuk's contract. Mr. 49er George Kittle will want to get paid tight end, whatever the tight end market is right now that Travis Kelce said.
If you're flip on the other side,
Trent Williams probably will end up getting paid.
Hufanga, right? Bosa's already got paid. Yeah. Warner, we don't know about Warner, right? All these guys. But the best way to put this is that the reason why we're talking about this stuff is because this is the only thing that could break up the Niners. Because overall, when you look at this roster, there's zero freaking holes. It just top to bottom, both offensively and defensively. These guys are just completely set. And like it or not, Purdy is a solid quarterback, right? People might disagree with that. People might just say he's garbage. But overall, I think Brock Purdy is a guy to get the job done, right? Especially when you have that much help. But again, top to bottom, this Niners roster is just flawless.
So here's the thing with Trent Williams. According to Jacina Anderson, he wants to get paid, which is why it's a holdout. He still has, to your point, 3 years remaining on his contract and will be paid $20.05 million in base salary this season. Obviously, he's doing this holdout after the Penei Sewell contract. I believe he's a center though from Kansas City. What's his name?
Humphrey.
I think he got paid as well, so he's trying to get that money. Fair, but at the end of the day,
I do not agree.
This is your Super Bowl year.
I don't agree with this.
This is your Super Bowl year.
Yeah.
And
I completely disagree.
He might be playing week 1 for all we know.
If this is the reason why you're missing week 1, you're a terrible teammate in my opinion.
But yeah, so even on the depth chart, they haven't not in the starting lineup.
You have Ayuk freaking holding in, and you're out here just got paid last year. Ayuk didn't even have a contract.
Yeah.
Right.
Or he was on the last
running out. Yeah. You freaking just got paid. I don't agree with what Trent Williams.
Do you agree though? What I'm saying that this could be the final.
Oh yeah, 100%. If like that's what everyone's run is, right? Like that's what the Texans run is right now. It's what hopefully the Colts and Richardson,
Caleb Williams.
all these Caleb Williams, right? Like you get guys to surround these guys when they're on the rookie deals because that's the best window to win.
Yeah, like you have the best running back in the game. You have a
best
top
everything,
three,
bro.
top 2 tight end in the game. You have the best left tackle who's holding it.
Flawless roster. Just not like this. That's the best way to describe these guys on paper.
Like honestly, it'll be disappointing if they don't get it done this year. They don't reach the Super Bowl 100%. This year. But yeah, we'll keep it there for right now because we could go on and on with this situation. But with Trent Williams, I know you're pissed the more you keep talking about it. But this is our last ranking video. The next video, or one of the next few videos coming out, should be our predictions who will be making the playoffs. Obviously, 4 of them for each conference. You guys know because they're the division winners. You'll get our first overall our overall standings for that, and our awards predictions as well in the next 1 or 2 episodes. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and hit that post notification bell so you get notified of that video. 2 videos are popping up. Whatever Jovan decides to put at the end, click on those as well. And yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Peace.